Hello. Anyway, I have a very amazing book here that I recommend to people. It's called Better Never to Have Been, okay, by Dr. David Benatar, philosophy professor from South Africa. An amazing book. I'm going to read it. I'm reading the previews of it right now. So I'm going to read here a few paragraphs. I am serious about these matters because what lies in the balance is the presence or absence of vast amounts of harm. I shall show in chapter 3 that each life contains a great deal of bad, much more than people usually think. The only way to guarantee that some future possible person will not suffer this harm is to ensure that that possible person never becomes an actual person. Not only is this harm all readily avoidable, but it is also so utterly pointless. At least if we consider only the interests of the potential person and not also the interests others might have in that person's coming into existence. As I shall show in chapter 2, the positive features of life, although good for those who exist, cannot justify the negative features that accompany them. Their absence would not have been a deprivation for one who never came into existence. It is curious that while good people go to great lengths to spare their children from suffering, few of them seem to notice that the one and only guaranteed way to prevent all the suffering of their children is not to bring those children into existence in the first place. There are many reasons why people do not notice this, or why, if they do notice it, that they do not act on the realization, but the interests of the potential children cannot be among them, as I shall argue. So, with other words, they only think about their own selfish needs when they bring children into existence. Nor is the harm produced by the creation of a child usually restricted to that child. The child soon finds itself motivated to procreate, producing children who in turn develop the same desire. Thus, any pair of procreators can view themselves as occupying the tip of a generational iceberg of suffering. They experience the bad in their own lives. In the ordinary course of events, they will experience only some of the bad in their children's and possibly grandchildren's lives, because these offspring usually survive their progenitors. But beneath the surface of the current generations lurk increasingly larger numbers of descendants and their misfortunes. Assuming that each couple has 3 children, an original pair's cumulative descendants over 10 generations amount to 88,572 people. That constitutes a lot of pointless, and then it doesn't go on. It cuts off here. Constitutes a lot of pointless existences. So I'm just assuming that is the end of the sentence. So anyway, I am inviting people to talk to me about the subject. This is subject of my choice, has been for many years, for more than 10 years, since I have suffered my whole life. I have asked that question many times, what's the point in existence? And so I would be very grateful if I can find other people who could join me with this conversation. Anyway, take care, bliss and peace.